Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well on this terrific Thursday. That's it. It's still Thursday. Still Thursday. I hope you are all having a fantastic day. This is video 2 of 2. There's just going to be 2 videos a day unless something really crazy comes out and I just have to bring it to you. And what we're talking about something that I think is going to split the room a little bit. It's going to split the room a little bit, and it comes off the back end of what I was talking about in video 1, where it seems that Spanish police have stated that, well, 2 things really that they've stated. They've stated that they're following up a potential of leads that would suggest that Jay Slater may be in a different part of Tenerife. Now, what I will say is, obviously, if Jay Slater took himself or went on that 11-hour walk and managed to get himself to safety, it was all about getting somewhere. He was looking for Scran. If he found Scran and he had some drink, got himself sorted out, the bite he got off the little prick cactus, he got all that sorted out, he would have probably found a phone by now and rang someone that he knows and said, look, I'm here, if he wanted to be found. Stick a pin in that. We're coming back to that in a second. So, yeah, the law enforcement over there have said that they're following up leads that may suggest that he is somewhere else. That could mean one of 2 things, couldn't it? That could mean that Jay Slater was taken somewhere else against his will, or he went somewhere else and with the aforementioned, let's say he subsequently hasn't contacted anybody to say, I'm here, I'm safe, look at me, and I've got a tan. He has gone somewhere else of his own volition and not told anyone. But someone's seen him, or someone said something, someone's whispered. Coincidence? Yeah. So what is it? Because I will tell you, when you start hearing things like this, it pours some fuel on the fire. It pours some fuel on the fire of thoughts that you have, where it gets to a point where you think, you know what, this case, because of all of the things, and we don't have any facts, and look, I'm speculating, I'm not saying that this is factual, but what would people want? Because you've now got 2 issues there. You've either got to succumb to the realisation that the boy's no longer with us, he's deceased, or you've got to think about alternatives, which would mean he's still alive. And those alternatives only fall into 2 categories if he's still alive. And that is taken against his will and being hidden, and potentially there's something going on in the background where they are trying to obtain funds to release him, and then they'll be, well, he'll either not be released and thrown in the sea, if that ain't already happened, or they will find a way of integrating him back into society quietly. Or the other alternative is that he's gone somewhere under his own volition, and this is simply some sort of money grab and hoax. And I don't think that you can rule that out. And something what law enforcement said, so not only have they turned around and said that they're following up on these leads, 3, I think they called them fucking groundbreaking, something like that, leads, they also turn around and say is that they are looking into every sort of option that they have. Nothing's off the table. So when you've got law enforcement saying that nothing is off the table, then my thought process goes down the route of, well, that must include that you are considering, there is a consideration that this is some sort of manufactured issue, a manufactured problem. And then there are elements to this that make you think like that. Like the GoFundMe, for instance, right? So the GoFundMe set up, and it builds up money. And then we hear that the family have taken a lump sum of 36 grand out of it. You look at what's going on around them, right? And I think to myself, where's that 36 grand being spent? Because initially, obviously, the law enforcement search, that's not funded by the GoFundMe. That's law enforcement. They're out there and they're doing their work. So that covers the 2 weeks. 2 weeks, free of charge. Freebie, baby. Freebies. $3.99. After that, when the search quietens down, you've then got where the money should come in. And what have we heard? We've heard, what was it, Callum? Callum, who ended up fleeing for his life. That's his claim. He might be like my daughter, scratches her knee and her leg's fallen off. But he's left. He's left there. There was kind of an argument over the GoFundMe situation. He claimed he was being named as a beneficiary of the GoFundMe in it. He's obviously challenged that. They've turned around and said that he was fucking asking for money. You can fall on either side of the argument here, right? But what I will say is they were publicly accepting money while publicly advertising that this boy, Callum, who was actively searching, assisting them in the help for their missing child, they were advertising that he would be a beneficiary of the money that was coming in, while simultaneously that doesn't seem like that was actually accurate. Yes, they gave him some money. They gave him some money. But that weren't even from the GoFundMe. That was out of their own pocket. Oh, that was out of their own pocket, not from that. Anyway, that's by and by. Again, there's an argument on both sides of the fence there. I just felt that that was a little bit disingenuous to be advertising that this person's a beneficiary of this fund when they weren't. And when it was challenged, it's then removed, edited to remove him from it, and then they go along this route of, well, this other guy, the other person who's searching, this climber, the TikTok climber, he's receiving stuff. He's receiving money for gear, for stuff like that. Not that sort of gear. Don't run in the family. But what I'm saying, he would have already had the gear. This is what he did, so they wouldn't have had to have really bought him any gear. What? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I digress. Point being, 36 grand gets removed in a lump sum, and I think to myself, where's that money going? Now, we know that there is a proportion of that seems to go on his mum's hair and on her nails. I'm saying it, and I'm saying it because no other fucker's saying it. I wouldn't, if my child was missing, presumed dead, be having my hair and nails done. It just wouldn't be me. And even tabloid reports have said that especially the dad is upset. You know, especially this is affecting dad. Mum, not so much. I'm paraphrasing, but there you have it. So yeah, I just want to get sort of where you are with it. You know, am I the only person out here that is seriously contemplating that this hasn't got that many options left? It hasn't. I did a video the other day talking about the options, but the more that things keep coming out and the more you see, like I say, the extraction of this 36k, what is that about? Where is the money going? What are you doing with that? Because all of the people around you are volunteers and family. Yes, there will be, you know, digs, if you like, people having to pay, but you can fit 3 or 4 people in a room and you can bang a room out around there for 40 quid a night. You know, probably less. And especially in this situation as well, you'd be surprised that you can probably get room rates. They might even be getting it pro gratis, do you know what I mean? But who knows? It's one of those where the more things happen, the more I think to myself, something don't sit right. It's starting to feel like there's a potential that this is going to get concluded. Jay is going to come strolling out of the woodwork at any point in time. That's why the money's been removed, because this has got to come to an end, because the longer this goes on, the harder it's going to be to explain. And once he's found the money, this account could potentially get frozen if something crops up that affects that money. So is that why there was a lump sum removed? There's no reward still, nothing whatsoever. We've got this report saying that Jay could be found somewhere. He could be in another part of Tenerife. So why aren't the family following this sort of stuff and thinking to themselves, do you know what? If there's a potential that he's somewhere else and he's alive somewhere, and this is the time that we need to ram up a good reward and say, look, any information leading to finding our son, 20, 30 grand. That's what that money should be on now. And now is the time to do it. Like I said yesterday, hopefully it's not too late. I'll catch you all in the next one.